In the heart of Bulawayo, a city known for its vibrant culture, a shadow was spreading through the local nightlife, a shadow that would eventually lead to a high-stakes legal showdown in the High Court of Zimbabwe. This is the story of S.V. Bell, a case that reveals how hard drugs like cocaine have shifted from being a mere corridor through Zimbabwe to a commonplace crisis in our own backyards. Imagine standing outside one of Bulawayo's most popular spots, the Smokehouse Bar and Restaurant in Hillside. It is just after midnight on February 15, 2025. The music is thumping, and the air is filled with the scent of grilled meat and expensive perfume. Suddenly, the flashing lights of a Toyota GD6 cut through the dark as a prominent local man, Garry Bell, pulls into the lot. But he isn't there to join the party. Waiting in the shadows are detectives from CID Drugs, acting on a tip that would change Bell's life forever. What they found hidden in his pockets and his luxury vehicle wasn't just illegal, it was the catalyst for a trial that would expose the dark underbelly of Bulawayo's drug trade. How did a night of drinking end with a jewelry box full of white powder? To understand why this arrest hit so hard, we have to look at the normal life of Zimbabwe today. For years, the country prided itself on being a transit point, not a destination. Communities felt insulated from the zombie-like effects of hard drugs seen in other global hubs. In Bulawayo, life revolves around sports bars like Hartsfield and family-friendly restaurants. But as Justice Mutavedzi noted, that innocence has been lost. Families are now grappling with a broken moral fiber where the youth are victims of drug lords who value profit over human life. This was the world Garry Bell inhabited, a world of social drinking and business disputes where everything seemed normal until the moment the surveillance team pounced. The tension began to rise the moment Bell stepped out of his silver Toyota Hilux. Detectives from Harare, who had traveled hundreds of kilometers after receiving a morning tip-off, surrounded him. The search was clinical. In his front left jeans pocket, 4 sachets of cocaine and 1 of ecstasy. Inside the car, 2 more sachets hidden in a tray by the driver's seat. But the incident didn't stop at the bar. The police took the investigation into the most private corners of Bell's life, his home in Burnside. Inside his built-in wardrobe, nestled in a small blue jewelry box, lay an additional sachet of cocaine. Beside it sat the tools of a trade, 2 digital scales and razor blades smeared with white residue. At this point, the question isn't just about possession, it's about the precision of the operation. Was Bell a simple user, or was he part of the machinery poisoning the city? As the case moved toward the regional magistrate, Bell's defense took a shocking turn. He claimed he was the victim of a grand conspiracy orchestrated by a rival businessman over a woman who had double-crossed them back in 2021. He alleged the police planted every gram of cocaine found. The momentum shifted when expert testimony arrived. Forensic scientist Tarai Chinada brought the cold, hard facts of science into the courtroom. He explained the difference between a standard digital scale and the high-precision analytical balance scale used in the lab, which confirmed the substance was indeed 8 grams of cocaine. The truth was caught between Bell's story of a jilted lover's revenge and the tamper-proof evidence bags that read "Stop" when opened. The stakes rose even higher when the case reached the High Court. Bell's legal team threw everything at the wall. They challenged the chain of custody, argued the search was illegal because the police didn't have a warrant, and even claimed the Toyota GD6 didn't have a tray on the left side. The legal conflict centered on a critical point, Section 51 of the Criminal Procedure and Evidence Act. Can the police search you without a warrant? The court's answer was a resounding yes, if a delay would defeat the object of the search. The tension in the courtroom was palpable as Justice Mutavedzi dismantled Bell's arguments one by one. He called the conspiracy theory fanciful imagination. If the police wanted to frame him, why not plant kilos instead of a few grams? Why hide them in multiple locations? Before the verdict was read, there was a moment of reflection on the sentence. Bell had been given 18 months in prison, with 6 months suspended. His lawyers argued for a fine or community service, but the court's decision was an emotional climax for a city tired of the drug scourge. The High Court dismissed the appeal against both conviction and sentence. The judges ruled that the packaging, sachets, scales, and razor blades pointed to commercial purposes. In a powerful closing, the court noted that the presumptive penalty for possessing drugs in a public place like a restaurant is actually 3 years. Bell, they concluded, was actually lucky to have received such a lenient sentence. This case leaves us with a haunting question. How many more Garry Bells are operating in the shadows of our favorite local hangouts? The court's decision sends a clear message that the transit corridor days are over. Zimbabwe is fighting back. But was the decision fair? Should the police have the right to search your car without a warrant just because of a tip-off? Communities are at a crossroads. When we see drug activity, do we speak up like the anonymous informant at the smokehouse, or do we look the other way? What do you think? Was 18 months enough for someone found with cocaine and distribution tools, or should the courts have been even stricter? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this deep dive into Zimbabwe's legal system insightful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the cases that are shaping our society. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe the 18-month sentence was enough to deter others, or was it, as the judges suggested, overly lenient? And more importantly, if you were at a local bar and saw something suspicious, would you have the courage to be the one who calls the tip in? Let's get the debate started in the comments below. I read every single one of them. If you found this deep dive into Zimbabwe's legal system gripping, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people who need to hear these stories. If you want to stay updated on the most shocking high court cases, the hidden criminal underworlds, and the legal battles shaping our nation, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. You don't want to miss our next case study. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.